All this work that we're doing, brothers, for this ministry, eventually is going to pay off. You better believe it, man. It's going to pay off like you'll never believe, okay? And by the way, we're the highest value male on this planet. The men of the Lord, the men of this truth, the hopeful elect of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the highest value male there is. And this world will see this, man. As a matter of fact, let me segue to the scripture since I made that bold statement. Let me back it up. The greatest thing you can have is this knowledge of this truth, man. There is nothing more greater. This is the highest value there is. This is the most expensive money there is, this knowledge, this truth. 1 John, the 3rd chapter, the 1st verse, it says, "Beloved, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us." Let me read that again. Did you catch that? Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us. Giving us this knowledge, giving us this truth, giving us an insight to the future world, okay? That we should be called the sons of God. Another title for the sons of God is Israelites, princes of power. And this knowledge, this truth ensures that we're the son of God. Just like the son of God. Didn't he get the truth? Didn't he get the knowledge? Yahweh Shai. Well, there you go. And we're following right in his footsteps, man. Okay, let's read it again. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore, the world knoweth us not. As it stands right now, the world don't know us, but they're getting ready to. They're getting ready to be introduced to us. Because the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, is going to magnify us. Okay? And he's going to magnify his son. His son is going to get magnified first, and then us. Okay? Therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. There you go. Behold, or beloved, rather, now are we the sons of God, because we have this truth, we have this knowledge, right? And it doth not yet appear what we shall be. To who? To the world. But we know that when he shall appear, and that's what we're waiting for Yahweh Shai to appear, crack them skies with the angels, right? The chariots, the whole nine. We shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And the scriptures tell us that Yahweh Shai is coming in great power and glory. So when Yahweh Shai comes, he's going to magnify us, man. He's going to magnify us, okay? And we're waiting for that.
All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who are well and teach well. And I say shalom to the hopeful elect and the Akim out there push this word and this truth into sincerity across the four winds in the names of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right. I'm the brother Anah from the GMS Mississippi camp. All right. And I'm back at you with another lesson today. All right. And the title of this lesson is going to be the importance of elders. All right. And this lesson was really inspired by a video I watched by a video made by a guy named Shaheem Bosley. All right. He made a video called Why Ignoring Elders Keeps You Weak. All right. And then also pretty sure everybody's been seeing what's been going on with, can't remember the guy's name from Sakari and everything like that. But there was a video that came up years ago when he was having a conversation with the elders of Great Millstone. All right. And at that time, according to the video, he agreed, and then he went back and started disagreeing But the importance of it is, and the takeaway is that there's a distinct importance of elders, and why you hear those of us give the double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, those the ones who have labored and those who have been in this thing and labored in and out in the doctrine. All right, and we're talking decades. All right, if not more. All right. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dive into a few quick precepts. Well, one opening precept, and then we'll get different pieces of the video. All right, we'll get this pulled up. All right. So again, like I said, we always say that we give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, here is why. All right, we're gonna go to 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 17. All right. It says concerning elders. All right, this is First Timothy chapter 5 and verse 17. Let the elders that rule well, all right. So the elders who rule well, all right, be counted worthy of all worthy of double honors, especially they who labor in the word and the doctrine. All right. So here, just speaking from my experience, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, they fit that. Those brothers have been laboring in the word and in doctrine longer than I've been born. All right. So we give double honors to those. So you have to ask yourself the question when it comes to all these other, the other I can't remember the guy's name from Sakari. Who are you giving double honors to? All right, in your videos, you said that that's your foundation and everything like that, but your actions show something totally different. All right, we have to listen to our elders. All right, this situation here, everybody made their videos going into it. All right, well, this situation has given us the opportunity to evaluate and learn. All right, learn from these things. All right, Yahweh Shema Shai is making a lot of these things be known. All right, a lot of these things that are coming out, Yahweh Shema Shai is shedding a light on a lot of things. All right, and the thing about it is we have to take these things and say, okay, let me evaluate myself. All right, am I laboring in truth? Am I laboring in the doctrine? Am I laboring in the word? Am I showing? Am I being about these things that I'm preaching and that I'm teaching? All right, you can't be on one way on camera and then one way off camera. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and tune into this video. All right. I got a few pieces of it, and then we'll kind of break it down if precepts throughout. All right.
Mind, your elders are your best resource, should be your best resource, your best asset, because otherwise, like we were talking about, this came up.
All right, so really quick, going into they was talking about these there was mentioned a few guys that they were going into who were elders, and basically the information that they were given has always been on point. All right. And if we look at the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, anytime that they've given out a decree or anytime that they've given out an order amongst the body, the spirit always comes back and validates what they're saying. All right. And like you said, our elders are our best resource, from learning to listening to paying attention to all the things that they tell us to do, tell us what to do and what not to do, and how to go about our life. And then also, most importantly, how to go about life and becoming and making this doctrine a lifestyle, making serving Yahweh Shema Shai a lifestyle. All right. So we're gonna grab a few precepts before we get into that, before we get back into the video. All right. Let me get the precepts brought back up, Salakia. All right, we're gonna go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 32. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 32. Thou shalt arise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man. Fear thy power, I am Yahweh. So we honor the face of the old man. We give honors to the elders and the apostles. All right, we rise up before the hoary head. You know, we let it be known that these men they have earned their due diligence. You know, in the names and in the face of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, they have earned that right to be called an elder. They have earned that right to be called an apostle. All right. Let me grab another one. This is First Timothy, chapter 5 and verse 1. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, the younger man as a brethren. All right. So there's a certain dynamic between the two. All right. The elder and the father. All right. So because when we look at the elders, you know, me personally, like I hate to make it about me, but I don't mind using myself as an example. We don't mind using the elder. I look at the elders and the apostles as a father. All right. And I look at the other brothers as the younger men, the other men as brothers, as my brothers. All right. And that's how it's supposed to be. All right. But there's an importance of looking at your elder as a father because you learn from your father. All right. We learn from the elders. All right. So we're going to get back into the video. There was a few more points that I had in there that I wanted to go into. All right, 1 second. All right, let me get it brought back up.
And the point here is, if you don't know your elders and you don't talk to your elders and you don't learn from your elders, then you're going to be stuck relearning. With every generation, with every successive generation, there's going to be a control alt delete and start over again with every new generation.
Yeah, well, what he's saying there is the point of it is that when it comes to our elders, we're supposed to be picking up their information. All right, the elders have learned from the generation prior to them. All right, those of us, the generation ahead of our elders, we had no access to them. All right, the elders had access to that generation of them. And how do we gain that access to the generations above us? Is through the elders, and their access is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, we're gonna let it play on.
Generation. Start at zero with every new generation. This is why they try to alienate you from the elders. This is why they try to alienate you from the older generation. And to think that the older generation doesn't have anything to say because they don't know what a meme is, or they don't know the latest internet slang or what have you. But
that's only in nigga culture where you alienate not listening or not paying attention to your elders. Where you alienate, hey, he just an old man. He don't know shit. That's bullshit, man.
Their level of understanding, hopefully, is great, and their like I say about Mahathir, that the memory data bank that they have from lived experience. There's no reason why you have to go without that. You can learn the lessons that they learned without having to go through what they went through, and then you can start from there. Yeah. Rather than every new generation has to start at zero, you can start where the last generation left off. That's what traditional societies have always understood, with keeping this continuum moving forward and always developing and always learning and building on the knowledge of the past, rather than relearning the knowledge of the past over and over again for every successive generation.
All right, and he made a very good point. All right, I'm gonna bring out a quick precept. All right, let me get it brought up. All right, we're gonna go to the Apocrypha here. 1 second. All right, to the book of Ecclesiasticus or the book of Sirach. All right. Go to chapter. We're gonna go to chapter 8. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus or the book of Sirach, chapter 8. We're gonna read verses 8 and 9. All right. It says, despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with them, with their proverbs. For of them thou shalt learn instruction and how to serve great men with ease. All right. So and like I said, that's the point. The elders, there's not much that we can teach them because they already know. But there's a plethora, if I'm saying that right, of information, wisdom, and knowledge and understanding that they can teach us. All right. The point is we acquaint ourselves with them through listening, through the videos, through following the example that they have given us. Right? Verse 9, miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers. All right. Again, how do we get access to that knowledge, to that wisdom, that understanding that, the great grandfather and the great great grandfather and those ones who weren't here in the flesh at the same time you was in the flesh? How? That's through the elders. All right. It says, I'm going to start from the top of verse 9 again. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned from their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding and to give answers as need required. All right. So they have wisdom of multiple generations, again, while dealing with two generations at the same time, while dealing with basically the same generation. All right. So that being the generation above them and the generation below them, which is us, and maybe that grandson or that great grandson, which is another generation, one or two more generations even lower. All right. So that's a lot of wisdom, especially because you have journalists, right? For example, okay, you have journalists. Most journalists, they go and they try to talk to someone who lived or who experienced, the topic or whatever the report they're going into. They go to that elder who has that wisdom or that experience. All right. The thing about it is we're supposed to keep that going. All right. The elders and everything, the elders apostles and everything of GMS, they lay a great foundation. All right. And they teach that they have been laboring. We again, as a younger brother, you see the fruits of that labor, and we're supposed to keep that going. All right. We're not supposed to despise our elders. We're not supposed to come up against our elders. All right. You're supposed to listen. You're supposed to hearken unto the words. And that, and that's, according, of course, if they're laboring in the doctrine, all right. And here at GMS, we know that they are. All right, because the spirit always confirms. All right. So we're gonna go back to that video. All right. Wait 1 second. It's a few more clips in there that I kind of want to pull out of there. All right. We'll let it keep playing here.
You could have benefited from referencing the elders.
Right.
And then, like you said, build.
Yeah, and because the control alt delete doesn't apply to everyone. It applies to the masses. It applies to the subject populations. The people in power don't control alt delete the knowledge of the past. They retain all of the knowledge of the past, and they do build on where the last generation left off. They don't delete everything from before. They all come up listening. They all have mentors. They all come up listening to, especially when you're talking about what they call the intergenerational wealth. These rich families, they grow up learning about power. They grow up learning about money. They grow up learning about business. They grow up learning about exploitation and manipulation and colonization. They learn all of that. How to be successful predators. They learn all of that. Just like actually predatory animals that learn how to hunt. So do they. But the masses are taught to disrespect their elders, especially in the West.
And like you said, especially in the West, especially in nigga culture, right? You're taught to disrespect your elders. You're taught not to listen. You're taught, okay, like he might not know about how to tweet or post on Instagram or whatever other bullshit it is, all right? But overall, the masses are taught to disrespect or disregard the elders, all right? And again, that's not smart, all right? It's not wise, all right? Okay, we're gonna grab another precept. I got a few more. We're gonna go to Slocky. We need to go to the Apocrypha. Let me get that brought up. We're gonna stay in the book of Sirach, but we're gonna go to chapter 32. This is Sirach. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 9. All right. If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, use not many words. So that means don't try to put yourself on the same level as the elders. All right. Don't everybody won't. Let me rephrase that. You never make yourself equal with the elders. That's not order. All right. They were born before you. All right. They have more knowledge before you. All right. And the point of it is, most people, and when you look at these different things, most people they want to be equal in rank and in status as the elders, but they don't want to be equal in accountability and responsibility. All right. It's just certain things I just don't want to have to deal with. All right. That's not everybody's lot. That's not everybody's portion. All right. It says, and when ancient men are in place, use not many words. So be quiet and listen. All right. You learn more when you listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. All right. And the point is also is when you're reaching out of your portion or your lot, that's when a lot of things start to go wrong. All right. When you're trying to do things out of what the portion or the lot that Yahweh Shem Shai has given you, then things tend to go wrong, because what you're trying to do, your spirit wasn't to develop, or it wasn't Yahweh Shem Shai didn't put that in you to have to deal with. So to you it's gonna be a burden. To them it's gonna be light work, because they're for that. All right. You look at different brothers in the camp. All right. There are multiple different offices in the camp, and you look, these brothers are able to execute that office and do the requirements of that office with ease. All right. But another brother might look at it, you might be like, man, that brother got a lot to do. I don't see how that brother joke a lot. That's because that's his lot. That's his portion. All right. The spirit that Yahweh Shema Shai had given him. All right. So there's about 2 more clips in this video that I want to pull out of here, and then we're gonna grab one more clip, a precept. All right, and I'll rather the last little piece in here, and then a few precepts, then we're gonna close out. All right. Let's see. Baba Shah, bear with me for 1 second. I'm getting this pulled back up.
In the Muslim countries, there's still respect for your elders,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't be. Hopefully, it's not just etiquette.
Yeah, superficial, deferential.
Yeah, we just show respect without actually respecting. Because if you just show respect and you're not actually respecting, you're only hurting yourself. The elders don't need your respect, but you need to respect them, because that's a rich resource of information and knowledge for you. That if you don't appreciate it, then you're like I say, you're going to be starting at 0, while the people who are trying to oppress you are not starting at 0. They're way ahead of you.
See, the thing.
All right. Like you said, I mean, there's a different thing in showing respect and actually giving respect. All right. You don't sit there, you don't just fake it. You actually give that respect. All right. Let me bring out another precept going into that not using many words, all right, in the face of the elders. All right, this we're gonna stay in the book of Sirach. Let me get it brought up. Slack is under the weather. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, and verse 14. All right, use not many words in the multitude of elders, and make not much babbling when thou prayest. All right. So when you're in the multitude of elders, especially when you're around, especially a lot of elders when they having conversations. All right. To be honest, I love just sitting back and listening. All right. You know, when elders are talking, you know, you just sit back and listen to the game. All right. You know, when they having, you know, like in different conversations, you know, going into different things that may not be that ain't your business. That's a different case. Ain't nobody telling you to ear hustle. All right. But when elders are sitting there when they just talking amongst each other about the word and about, you know, wisdom and everything, you sitting there just listening. That's game, man. That's game. All right. You should be listening to those things. All right. All right. There's one more portion in here that we're gonna listen to in this video, and I got a few precepts, and then we're gonna close out after that.
Whatsoever. Just realistically, cold, hard reality. What is a 20-year-old gonna tell a 20-year-old? What have you got to say? You live the same amount of time. What do you have to contribute? What do you have to offer? What do you have to say? That this person that's valuable to this person when you've lived the same amount of time and roughly had probably the same amount of experience in the world. But someone presents themselves, you know, like because when you're in your 20s or what have you, or your teens even, you know, you're wandering around trying to get some kind of guidance from here or there or the other. But if you're rejecting older people who actually have more lived experience than you, who've been through way more than you, and who have learned so many lessons from what they have gone through, if you're going to reject that and you want to go to someone because they look like you or because they are quote unquote in touch with the things that you're in touch with, okay, this is the blind leading the blind.
And we see that here. You have these YNs who go to other YNs for advice. So, and the point is, what can you teach me? Like, you know, besides the bullshit, all right? They make it seem like as if it's a bad thing or you lame or whatever if you hang out with men older than you, all right? It should be a thing that the people that you associate yourself with, those should be men, those should be approved men of a higher status or a higher level of wisdom than you, because they can teach you, they can pour into you. All right. So then at your age, you what, 19, 20, but you hanging around, you know, 30-year-olds and people 30 plus or whatever, you in your 20s, they in their 30s. So you have the wisdom of someone in their 30s and 40s and 50s. All right. That's how it's supposed to be.
This is, you know, this isn't even a toddler teaching a newborn how to walk. It's like a newborn and a newborn trying to tell another newborn how to walk. You don't know anything either. We're both crawling along here. It needs someone who with
and you see that. All right, what's going on with Sakai right now? The blind leading the fucking blind, man.
some experience to come along. You know, it's supposed to be protege and mentor type situation where the mentor is actually the one who has experience and the protege is the one who doesn't. But now with the culture, these people are like proteges acting as mentors. Why also Allah says again and again to respect your elders, to respect your parents, and parents by extension means those who are older than you, to show And the same when Allah talks about reflecting upon the people who came before you. Okay, you have access to do that with the people themselves, in just the generation that came before you, and if they're still alive, the generation before that generation. You have access to those people and to their knowledge and their experiences and so forth, and that can end up making it like you're a 20-year-old who has the knowledge of an 80-year-old. You know, maybe you were born in 2000, but you have so much information and so much knowledge and understanding. You might have been born in 1960, because you've been able to access all of the things that those people who went through. So then you're not starting from zero every generation. You're starting where they left off.
All right. And that's a good point that he made here in this video. All right. Two more precepts, and then we're going to close out. All right. All right, we're going to go to the book of Job, chapter 12 and verse 12. When this is the book of Job, chapter 12 and verse 12. With the ancient is wisdom, and the length of days is understanding. All right. And as we know that Yahweh Shem Shah is dealing with the apostles and the elders of GMS and have been for decades now. So we see that wisdom, and we see that length of days has much understanding on how to move. All right. And the thing again, the things that comes with that wisdom is the things that comes with that Salakia. It's a lot of wisdom and understanding. All right. And again, what we struggle with now because of that wisdom and understanding, that's going to be light work for them. It's going to be much light work. All right. Got one more precept, and then we're going to close out. All right, this is the book of Sirach. I'm going to go to chapter 25. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 25. We're going to read verses 5 and 6. It says, "Oh, how calmly is the wisdom of old men, and understanding and counsel to the men of honor." All right. How comely is the wisdom of the elder and the apostles, all right, and the understanding and the counsel that they hand down and they pass down, all right, to those men of honor. We're of that number, you know, that hopeful elect, all right. How the understanding and the counsel that's passed down from the elders and the apostles of GMS, all right. In verse 6, it says, "Much experience is the crown of old men." All right, we see all of the experience that, you know, you may just be speaking from experience. You might just be in the gym with a brother and you just talking about different things, and then he'll give you counsel or give you understanding or give you some wisdom on it, and you put that into action and you realize, oh, damn, okay, this works. All right, that's experience. All right, that's wisdom. All right, and it says, "Fear of the Most High is their glory." All right. And if they truly have that fear in Yahweh Shema Shah, Yahweh Shema Shah is going to continue to sup with those men. All right. And we continue to see that Yahweh Shema Shah is continuing to sup with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right. And again, we see the importance of having good elders, the importance of having good apostles, the importance of having good examples. All right. Good, you know, good role models, I would say. You know, ultimately, we're all following after that example of Yahweh Hashem Shah. All right, we're all following that example that Yahweh Shah gave us when he was here in the flesh. All right, but we get to see that wisdom passed down. All right, every brother is gonna have a different portion, but we get to see that wisdom, knowledge, and experience from the apostles and the elders. All right, I pray that this lesson was edifying to you. Until again, I'm gonna say a ball, Kerma Shrala. Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash, Barakatham, Shalom.